Good evening. Last we left off, we had entered and taken care of Harley of, to be frank, I don't even remember what tribe, but we shall continue. Last I remember, the destination now would be to the Karma Temple. Well, not immediately. We will be getting very familiar with the Karma Temple. Uncomfortably familiar.
Everyone is present. Why have we been summoned, dissemination machine?
No answer to your query is available. There are no pertinent issues to be addressed at this time.
I do not understand this. The temple summoned...
I summoned you.
You gaze at the heavens.
Angel.
Listen closely, as there is not much time. Mark these words as the temple's new commandment. Soon, the laws of nature governing this world shall regress to a more primal state of being. The key lies in the Atma you have gained. Atma is the power of demons, signified by the brands upon your flesh. A demon gains power by feeding. Rend, slaughter, devour your enemies. There is no other way to survive. You cannot escape your hunger, warriors of purgatory. What is a demon? The essence of your new selves. Your karma, you cannot yet understand. If you wish to learn the truth, slay those assembled here and ascend to Nirvana. All that you desire shall be granted in Nirvana. End the stalemate with your newly awakened powers and fulfill my commandment at once.
You speak words that we do not understand. Aside from our new power, nothing has changed.
Incorrect. There is one addendum. The black-haired girl. One tribe will conquer this purgatory and seize the black-haired girl. Nirvana shall open its gates to this tribe alone. You! Remember this. If you plunge on truth, Sarah, rip into Nirvana, devouring everyone in your path!
Critical system update. The temple acknowledges demon existence. System inquiry. Review this information, child of purgatory.
Explains why I did not have access to the mantras last time. On a further note, I'm gonna bring this up so I can get into the more philosophical commentary. Two things. One, what an... I'm not gonna say odd spot, but I'm going to say what an interesting choice in location for the brand of that one woman. You know, we got shoulders, arms, faces, the behind. Man, I sure wonder what their devil looks like. Not in the sense that, like, I wonder what they would look like. It's more of, you know, everyone could tell. Yeah, Surf's got, like, the thing with the crown. Heat's got, like, the thing with two mouths. How long do you think it'd take for someone to, like, realize, yeah, I'm not gonna find this shit? Second thing. Playing the game a second time has made me assess more details than I didn't the first time. Like, regarding the status of awakening between, like, gray eyes and, like, colored eyes, I really wonder why the man with blue hair got just that heated looking at Surf. Right. Now that that's out of the way, I wanted to talk about the symbolization of Angel for the Karma Temple. I know, in a sense, temple means a place to pray, and the fact that the tribe leaders congregate in such an area, and they being proclaiming to be Angel with such an interesting design of the singular eye with the ring of nails. I'm not going to say anything, but knowing what I do, it's a very interesting depiction of someone who proclaims to be I believe the term would be the idol. But something is really off-putting in a sense that, well, they got very, how do I say, actually no, I'm getting ahead of myself. Right, the symbolicism of the ring of nails with the eye. Again, I'm gonna say what I know, but really puts into perspective that I'm talking myself in circles here. I'm going to propose the theory that such a person of this place or higher has mayhaps created or assisted in the creation of this place known as the junkyard. Simply a theory. I don't know all the pieces of the puzzle, but I do know that is plausible. I do not know my current destination.
If we want to know about Sarah, bring her to Nirvana. Is that all she had to say?
Angel. I do not know this name.
You truly remember nothing?
I'm very sorry. Atma. Child of Purgatory? Now what do we do?
Nothing's changed. We'll crush the other tribes and reach Nirvana. By using this new power.
I have no objections. Our goal remains the same.
I am in Sarah's debt.
I just want to be normal. I'll do anything to find a cure for this curse.
It is decided. Allow me to propose a plan. As we are aware, there is only one way to reach Nirvana. That is to defeat the 5 other ruling tribes and present ourselves to the temple. The largest tribe, the Brutes, is presently struggling against the Wolves. It is unclear whether the Solids or Maribel pose the next greatest threat. As for us, though we defeated the Vanguards, we are severely lacking in manpower.
Who cares? We'll devour them one by one.
Easier said than done. What's your plan?
If we feign an alliance with one of the weaker tribes and defeat their rival, we can then crush them afterward.
You mean, we're going to side with our enemy?
Until now, the tribes have relied solely on their own strength and resources. But an inflexible mind limits one's strategic options.
So our enemy's enemy is our friend? You've certainly changed.
You are the ones who have changed. Your emotions have clearly become unstable. I do not comprehend.
What about Sarah, then? I'm sure everyone's hot on her trail by now.
Cielo and I shall remain here. No one knows of her whereabouts. Hereafter, we should institute a policy of silence regarding Sarah's existence.
What is our leader's decision?
It doesn't seem right. But so be it.
First, we head to the Maribel's territory. Their boss is skilled, but the individual members are weak. It is advantageous for them to accept us, and defeating them will not pose a problem.
Alright. During the span of that cutscene, I had the time to think about things in a sense. Man, I'm really just tossing out like figures of speech now, just for no incoherent reason. I had time to think about many points, of which I forgot most of them. One of the ones I did manage to retain last time, I was about to point something out before a cutscene triggered. When it comes to the rain, it may seem very heavy, but there's actually not as much as you think. From what I can tell, it seems to be, sometimes it's one filter, sometimes it's two filters. For example, the very small droplets, that's a constant filter. The bigger drops seem to be a secondary filter, as well as a texture on the ground. But sometimes in the cutscenes, I think it actually is rendered. I'm unsure. Another thing was that when it comes to people, I don't want to say the word awakening, because awakening feels just a bit...
I assume you all have the power. How else could you have made it this far?
So then, you're the same as us.
Not just me. Nearly all of us have changed. Soon everyone in the junkyard will be this way. The war will escalate. God has cursed us all.
What's cursed? Who is this god?
I do not know. The thought appeared in my mind.
Are you sad?
What is sad?
I'm not sure. You just seem that way.
Many of us have died due to this unexplained power. If my reaction is sad, then yes, I am sad. Explain your business. Interesting. But first of all, you must prove that you are worthy of fighting alongside the Maribel.
Wait, Janana!
The tribe is hungry. I'll be waiting for you, if you can survive.
So, talk about a posse of insane clowns, am I right? I felt way too good coming up with that one. Well, I will admit, not my finest. I think it was pretty good. Lost my train of thought again. And while I do listen to the soundtrack of this game pretty often, I don't think I've really like heard this track in a while. I don't know if it's whether I sat down and listened to it specifically, or if it's simply just by sheer luck I've not heard this track often. Landmine. Alright, first battle. Oh! You know what? I did not realize that. Do I have it? I never sent any of the hunt skills. I know I have some, it's just I forgot to set them. You know what we're gonna do? I want to use a combo. Forgot you have to actually use it. Like, I forgot you have to be the member to use it. You can't, like, quick use combos to other members. Though in hindsight, that seems like it'd be rather busted. Right. Forgot. One is a combo. Worked out either way. Right. Again, forgot to set that skill. Good for him, I guess. Do I not have the combo, like, shot or something? I could have sworn. Guess not. Before I get too deep, I should go back to the terminal. Before I do anything, because these encounters, you know. Right, you didn't have, never said Augie on him. Weird. There we go. And die. He has Augie now. Ice shot. I was trying to come up with some sort of clever quip about metal being cold and it being ice shot, but, well, I couldn't come up with anything. I really do wish there was a quick warp to the terminals. Though, I do suppose I would get rid of some of the necessary grinding, I'd say. Get used to that sound. You're gonna hear it a lot. Good. I don't think we have anything of value to sell, so I guess we'll continue with Earth. Something I also wanted to bring up after the cutscene with Janana, that was her name. I wanted to bring up the concept of the Tower of Battle for within the middle of the junkyard beside the Karma Temple, and in a sense this is kind of a reverse Tower of Battle where they didn't seek God, but they're forced out what they've been doing this whole time via the curse that is the Abba virus. So, would you say this is a reverse Tower of Babel? I'd like to know your thoughts if anyone even bothers to think about commenting, let alone watching this video. Definitely gonna need those. You know what? First, like, one of the, few times I've actually seen Devour work as intended. Initially when I played, I believe before I got to late game, I just maximized Serp's physical strength and just made him dabble a bunch in hunt skills. I think I'll probably do magic and agility. Little note. When their health turns red as opposed to white numbers, it means you're getting close to winning the fight. I guess we do have something to sell now. Whenever I finish the current Atlas slot with Argila, I'll have her switch over to that. How much you want to bet there will be an encounter before I make that turn at the end of the hallway? Color me surprised. What color would surprised be? I want to say surprised. I know while surprised is a sharp and shocking emotion. I think it'd be a mix between yellow, orange, red, and brown. Because while surprise can be a good thing, I will say some surprises are very dreadful. Not even in like a metaphysical stance, or in a literal, more in a literal stance. Disregard those last two statements. Words are water falling out of my mouth, so my head is a soup. I wonder what that means. So did they say that from behind the door and then just flee as soon as we entered? My guess, surprise attack. I might try and abuse the shit out of what are they called? The hunt skills in this case. I'm happy that while the restore option isn't available at the sub-terminals, I am happy they give us access to the mantra. I will say I always, for some reason, I always start things, like sentences like these with my one and only problem. Despite the fact that oftentimes I have more than one problem. When it comes to the terminal system, I feel like shops are a little useless, because while they do provide you with they do provide you with the like healing terminals. They don't. There's not really much of an opportunity to use the shops all too often. Man, that would have really been like useful to know my first playthrough if I just didn't skip a bunch of the tutorials. That's useful knowing that the like dazed fearful effect is lets you get crits on hunt skills. I always thought hunt skills were kind of like just a little bit useless, but now that I know that, it kind of makes it like a little more worthwhile. Well, if I ever get to one of the shops, because there's a shop around here, totally, I'll sell my cells. Delish. I low-key might just start like hunt maxing. Now would a hunt skill count as a... Not even 2 steps, by the way. Would a hunt skill count as a physical attack or a magic attack? Might as well try it again. No. Resist. Later in the game, I think the one thing I kept running up was MP, and there's not really many ways to increase your MP, besides well grinding, of course. And there's not all too many like MP restoratives. So really just gonna use and abuse all these spells early. Man, that reminded me. Earlier today at work, I was where I work, it's mostly a bunch of like Vietnamese people, and I think like one team of people who speak like fluent English, and they're occupied like right in front of me. So my current like trainers, it's like a Vietnamese guy and a Vietnamese lady, and the guy looks at me and, or correction, I'm minding my own business, doing what I'm supposed to, working, and they have a conversation in my head because I don't speak the language, and the guy turns to me and he says, "You know what she just said to me?" So I told her. He says, "Yesterday, I told her I had oxtail." And she says, "What part? The foot?" Well, I myself am not all too familiar with meat. I do know oxtail is just the tail, from what I know. So, If it was the foot of ox still, be an ox foot. Or would it be like an ox leg? I don't really think you'd eat the foot of an ox. Like hooves and all. I think Terra still works on it. Do you think there's like a counseling meeting for like the 1 million people who like got like the ability to turn into a demon, and their demon is Preya, Preta? Do you think there's like a meeting for that? I didn't think it worked out well. I'm gonna get greedy. Come on, it's gonna work eventually. She's gonna keep buffing herself. And I gotta chow down! Man, it must feel amazing to be a like 6-foot tall ice demon with like switchblades in your arms. That must feel like godly. Yeah, I love these fights. Yeah. Die. And I'm gonna do it till it works. I love taking the time to animate, just like I love that they took the time to animate a bunch of cool little animations for everyone. Like, just like doing cool poses and shooting people. Alright. Now you have to die. I think. Okay, good. I hate RPGs where like characters stay dead when they die in combat and don't have like the 1 health back. Like I get it if your game's going for like heavy realism, but like it really does hold your game back just a little. Also depends on the game. I am and hungry boy. Damn it. I just look like a fool. While not entirely overbearing, I do enjoy the small weight the game bears on you at all times. It's not necessarily like a stressful situation, like how, like, for example, the pressure of a battle royale. You run around, you kill people, good chance you're gonna get taken out. I like the stress that at any time they can just toss you in a situation like this. Like, sometimes it gets annoying, but at all times I feel pretty calm. It's less of a what bullshit's waiting around me at every corner, and more of a what kind of approach do I take to this? Right now I'm just gonna keep turning people to dust with micronova. I wonder if I'll actually put in the, like, points to do macronova. I know it's not called that, but, you know, big nova. Now, I was gonna wait to talk about it, but as I'm currently running out of talking points on the fly, this game is very, and I mean very rooted Buddhist mythology. Not even just with, like, rituals for the characters, even just like the architecture and all the murals they choose. Honestly, I think if it was like any other worship, I don't think it would have had this much of, like, I'm not gonna use this word lightly, an aura. Because, well, I know like a few games try to capture, not necessarily capture, more or less use Buddhist mythology. I think the approach for this, with like the architecture, as well as the storytelling and the area names, because yes, the areas are also Buddhist in it, because they're named after the 8 gates of chakra, I believe. I think if it even went like half in on it, I don't think it would have done as good, due to the fact that, like, if you're gonna go in with it, go all the way in, not just like half of it. Get it over with. You'll be dust in no time. Unless they just keep doing that. Greedy, I'm gonna get greedy. Damn it. Maybe this turn. Delish. Now, aside from the passive resistances you can gain from the Atma tree, every character already has little tiny resistances, like in that last fight. Surface naturally resists ice, as it only 3 damage. Heat, it would only make sense heat is resistant to fire. Well, well, well. Let's get some more free turns. Right, it was just the little guy. Matera. Oh, maybe. Right, he's not transformed, so we can't Micronova. No, they're probably resistant to the landmine as well. Maybe. Just maybe. Okay, we're getting somewhere. I'm liking that idea. Okay, that could have been a lot worse. That could have been so much worse. Man, I know later in the game sometimes there really are just those situations where you keep trying to retreat, but you keep failing it. So you'll be jumping in and out, in and out. Well, I'm running low on my own time right now, so I'm gonna end it here, but I will finish the rest of the dungeon tomorrow. So I'd say fairly good chunk of progress, and I'll be sure to actually sit down and go through all the dungeon tomorrow. I will not be skipping any fights. good luck, and see you next time.